Hey, have you ever wondered why so many spiritual people are having so many struggles with money and living paycheck to paycheck? Like, why is it that such positive and high vibing people are still stuck in that same rooted scarcity mindset? Why do they have abundance blocks? What if it actually doesn't have anything to do with us? What if it actually doesn't have anything to do with that actual person? What if we've just adopted some of those thoughts, those characteristics from our ancestral lineage, right? So for example, if we grew up in a mindset of scarcity, or we grew up in a household of scarcity, if we grew up in a household where our parents also grew up in a scarcity mindset when they grew up, how does that affect us, right? But then on top of it, what happens if it's not just this lifetime? You ever thought about whether or not, like, a past life, something has happened that has made this happen for you, where you can't get ahead, where you've got some kind of like an oath or a vow or an agreement that you've made somewhere, or that someone else has made somewhere in your lineage that has stopped the abundance from moving forward? Like, I had this one client, and we worked on this, and they struggled so much with like launching businesses, and every time they would do something, they would get to a peak and then everything would fall or whatever else. And it ended up that we went into their Akashic records and found out that, like, by talking about their ancestral lineage, that grandpa, actually, it wasn't even grandpa, it was great grandpa, way back in the day, had a partner in a business, and the partner died. And grandpa didn't do what he was supposed to do with regards to, you know, paying the family out for the partner's portion of the business, because at the time he couldn't really afford to. So he just pretended like nothing happened, and this was his business, and he went on. And the family was very upset of the partner that passed, and went after them, and like tried to, get him to pay, and they kind of harassed him. And like back in the day, they didn't really have lawsuits per se, but well, they did, but they weren't as common as we sue people these days. um but what ended up happening was, because of that family of that partner, they actually cursed the family line. They basically damned them, that anything that would come to fruition, any success, any business that they had going forward in that family line, wouldn't be successful. So we had to collapse that contract. We had to get rid of that curse, that agreement. And we had to bring all of those ancestors forward, and actually settle that lineage in order for that to change. Now, that wasn't the only step. There was some mindset stuff that we had to do as well. And that ended up opening a door for this woman. Actually, she does some type of helping new moms get their babies to eat regular food, and doing that transition, because a lot of them are texture sensitive. Um, and her business just flew. All of a sudden, she started doing this, and she's now in the six figures doing what she's doing. And I just, like, holy crow, like that blockage alone. And she just kept thinking, like, what am I doing wrong? Is my marketing not right? She's like working with all these business gurus, and that's not helping. And she's spending all this money. And she's just like, now I'm freaking broke, and I'm not making money, and I've made meaning out of this on top of it. Like, there's something wrong with me, right? How many of us do that, right? Absolutely. So that is just one way that we block ourselves from being abundant, right? How many of us do this? How many of us don't even realize that, that our lineage might have actually stopped us from becoming successful? It might have us living in that scarcity mindset, where we live paycheck to paycheck, where, we struggle financially, where, there's so much debt that we just don't even know what to do, and like, where do we even begin? So I recognize that this is a problem. And one of the things that I have been really challenged in doing is I am tying in my professional status into my spiritual business. So Purple Moon Healing, along with myself being in the financial world for the past 20 plus years as a financial advisor. And I'm going to tie the two of those things together in an 8-week program. So it's called Abundant Alchemy, and it's manifesting wealth with consciousness. And it basically is going to go through, this is just one thing, it's going to go through the ancestral part of it, and then going through mindsets and many, many other things like actual money concepts and stuff like that. But I want to do this on a conscious nature because like our words are so powerful. The things that we put out there are so, so powerful. We don't even realize it, right? So, stating things like, oh, I had a retreat and only 8 people showed up. Well, by me saying that, I'm not valuing the 8 people that showed up, right? We don't even realize what we say, right? So imagine all the things that you say and you're not even aware of every single day regarding money, or all the things that you think that you don't even say, right? All that can affect it. So if you are interested in something like that, Abundant Alchemy starts on October the 10th. The link is below, probably in the comments, because I don't know if I can do a hyperlink or not, but like and subscribe. There's going to be a lot more tips and tricks that I'm going to do a lot more on YouTube with this. And the link for the actual course is going to be in the bio. Okay. Talk to you soon.